Welcome to the Hamilton Pistol Club. By now you should have your safety glasses and you should have your earmuffs. Please hold on to those. When you are taken down to the range, where you will have a range officer, he will be in charge. The range officer will give you the instruction to move forward from the line, and then you begin shooting. So at this point what I need you to do is focus on listening to what's happening and being very focused on safety. As you leave here, we will direct you where to go, and you'll be taken down by your group leader to the range that you're going to be shooting on. There you'll be met by the range officer. The range officer will instruct you what to do from then on. After that, the instructor will take over and then go through the safe handling of the firearm and how to shoot it. So, first thing we're concerned about is your safety and ours. So we'll cover off some of the stuff we've got to do in regards to that. So it's very important the muzzle, which is this end of the rifle, is pointing directly at the target. So, hand here, down range, and then back to this position here. Those are the only safe places to point the rifle. Okay. So, there's a few things we need to cover off again with the trigger safety. So, when you are preparing to fire, you've loaded the bolt up at the target. Then you can put your finger on the trigger, click, then off, down, reload. Very important that that finger is not on the trigger while you're operating the bolt. I know it's very hard with a bolt action, but we'll go that way anyway. So, we've got a 5-round mag here ready to go.
Load and make ready. You may fire.
So, we've got our 5-round magazine. So we slip it gently into the mag well, like so. To operate the bolt, use the palm of your hand to push the bolt forward, down, and then the round is in battery, up to the target. Notice my finger off the trigger. Line up your sights on target, gently squeeze, fire, and release. And then come back down again, cycle out the empty case, load. Okay, so that's your 5 rounds out of this magazine. Another loaded magazine will be provided for you. We'll load that, shoot those 5 rounds, and during that time you'll have an instructor on your shoulder making sure you're safe and that any questions you have can be quickly answered and you can be improved during your shooting. So, the range officer's role is to control the range, and if you fail to follow the commands of the range officer, you will be asked to leave the range because safety is our primary concern. So once we've finished the shooting, we will go as a group to where we've set up hand wash stations, and at the same time we will get your hearing protection and your eye protection, and then you're able to head off out the range and head on to your next destination.
Okay, let's quickly have a look at the way to use the sights on the rifle. Let's start with a visual representation of what the sights look like. The grey blob in the background is the center of your target. The 3 spikes that you see in the front are the rear sights, and the middle one there is the front sight. The front sight is the one that you should be focusing on. Let's take a quick look at the actual sight on the JW15 rifle. As you can see, it's a little bent plate with a notch in the middle, and that notch in the middle is where you look through to see the front post. Here's the front sight of the JW15 rifle. It's a single pillar or single post surrounded by a light shield, which makes it a little bit easier to see in bright light conditions. Starting with an example of what not to do, let's look at what it would look like if you were focused entirely on the target. As you can see, the sights are a blur. You're not going to hit anything this way. At the other extreme, here you are looking just at the rear sight. You can vaguely see the target in the background and sort of see the front post, but this is not going to work for you either. And here's what you should be looking for. This is a slightly blurry photo of the front post in focus over the target with the rear sights surrounding it on roughly equal on each side. This is what you're looking for. So let's look once again at the sight picture, what you should be looking at. The focus is on the front sight. Line up the front post in the middle of the rear posts and ensure that all of the sight posts are level at the top on the level that you want to shoot. The final step for any successful shooting is trigger control. So once you're lined up with your sights, then you place your finger onto the trigger and with the center of the pad of your finger, gently squeeze the trigger until it fires. Keep your finger on the trigger and then relax and take your finger off so that you can reset. Do all of these things, you can't miss. In the event of an emergency, you will hear 3 blasts of the air horn. Follow instructions to make things safe and then meet at the assembly point indicated.
We certainly hope that you enjoyed your time at the Hamilton Pistol Club and that you enjoy the rest of your day.